Hello, hello, hello. Hello, how's it going? Thank you so much for visiting Don Bringer Tarot today. I will be your host and channeler, Carmilla, as you know. And today, what we're actually going to be doing is a pick a card. But what we're going to do is this is going to be a weekly check-in. So I'm going to post these probably about every Monday. And what we'll be doing is checking in with your power animal of that week. So an animal that'll really come through and support you, guard you, protect you during this week. And then any other messages or maybe even some predictions of the week or just how your week may potentially play out. As always, take what resonates and the rest will fall away. You know, it's okay. It's completely fine. You trust your intuition and you know what is best and what's right for you. So I'm excited to get into doing these because I haven't posted in quite some time, but I do have some new projects coming up, and I have a lot of really cool ideas and like kind of reworking what I want this channel to be and what it wanted to look like. So I'm really excited to dive into this and watch it bloom and grow. All right, so we will start with our first pile over here, which we have our Venetian Tarot. We have a couple oracle cards that we'll get into later, but back to the deck. So I have a rose quartz on pile number 1 with a Venetian Tarot. And then on pile number 2 with the Rider Waif, we have a leopard jasper. Really cool stone, one of my favorites actually. And then we have pile 3 with the flower agate with the Osho Zen Tarot deck. And then on pile 4, we have the Vestuvinite. I hope I'm saying that right. And we have the Voyager Tarot deck with that pile. So I'll be shuffling the cards live, but the oracle cards have already been chosen by the Great Spirit. So I will see you over in your pile and your reading. All right. All right, welcome, Pal One Ken. What's going on? So today, like I said earlier, if you skipped the intro, actually, what I'll be doing is I'll be giving you an overall forecast of your week. So what we're going to do is we're going to use some Venetian Tarot. If I feel any love messages out there, I will be pulling those for you, but that's only if I feel it. It might be because there's rose quartz. We're going to be pulling a power animal for your week. So that animal that is likely to visit you during dream time this week, maybe even in your waking state. Just an animal that's out there supporting you, guiding you, holding you, loving you through whatever beauty you will experience this week. And then we have some more chakra wisdom cards, a moonology card, and some whispers of the ocean. But we'll just be divining use of Venetian Tarot. So let me set this aside, and what we'll do is pull your animal first. We'll use tarot. All right. So your animal for the week. Ooh, you have number 52 with the Black Panther. That is like super beautiful. So the Black Panther is all about embracing the unknown, honoring your secrecy, honoring the things about you that you don't completely understand, honoring your gold, honoring the unknown and the mysteries of the world. It's honoring how spirit and you and everything is designed to operate in a very unique way, but also in a very unknown way. We all have different perspectives and we all have different ideas on how the world works and what it does and why it does what it does. And it's honoring your unique flavor and your unique perspective on the unknown. So this week I feel like a lot of your dealings this week will focus on honoring uncertainty, honoring that there's pleasure in not fully knowing what is going on. You know, a lot of times humans think that they have to constantly control a situation in order to act from it or do something or move. But sometimes the best thing that you can do is honor that you don't know what to do, and it allows you to feel and be surprised. I do feel like there's some energy of surprise, almost like an ambush, and that's what a black panther, or not even a black panther, but a panther would do. So a panther is just a melanistic large cat, which would be either a jaguar or a leopard. So jaguars are actually ambush predators. They hide in wait, and they come out and they use their very thick boxy skull to crush the skull of their prey. So they're ambush predators. They just come out of nowhere and kind of boom bap, and it's that. They're really, really amazing animals. So that's what I feel. I feel like this week you're definitely just going to get like hit with something that's unknown, but it doesn't necessarily feel negative or bad. So I don't want you to think, oh, I'm gonna like something tragic is gonna happen. It doesn't necessarily feel that way. It feels like you're gonna be taken by surprise by something, or you thought that you had all of these pieces put together and you thought you had all the answers to something this week, and you'll come to realize, you'll get like some clarification or an answer to something this week, and you'll be like, oh, maybe I didn't fully understand the extent of this situation, or the extent of this relationship, or this job offer. I'm hearing a job offer like kind of coming out of nowhere too. Just, it feels very fun, and like just a really, really fun, crazy, even maybe shocking surprise. Like, wow, like I thought I had it all together, but maybe I don't. Maybe I don't have all of the pieces. So that is definitely your power animal this week. So look out for Black Panthers in all of your dealings. Maybe you might see it scrolling on Facebook, or maybe it might show up to you in a dream, and just analyze what you're thinking and feeling, and what is your current circumstances in life, and how Black Panther, and the way the Black Panther embraces the unknown and uncertainty, and its ability to hide and ambush. Kind of embrace some of those traits of the Black Panther and see what you can actually pull from that, and how that can help you in your current situations, or your situations this week. So that's what we have with the Black Panther. And what we'll do is we'll shuffle and get a little more clarification on what's going on. So we'll pull about 3 or 4 cards and see if there's anything else that Black Panther wants to bring to us. My ring is like slipping. So we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. It's really like cool cards. The Venetian Tarot is pretty darn cool. Not gonna lie, it's a fire deck. And then we have the Queen of Cups in reverse. Sorry, like the glare. And then we have the Nine of Cups in reverse. And then lastly, we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. And let me scooch it so you can actually see all of your cards this week. Let me scoot it up. And then bottom deck, we have the Six of Swords. So even with this Six of Swords, like with it coming out like this, it feels so heavily attached to this like surprise of the unknown, like something like just right over like this horizon, and this gondolier is working, and he's just doing his thing, and from his position it's probably a lot harder to see over that horizon, especially the people who are actually like chilling and hanging out in here. So there feels like there's definitely something. Sorry about that, pal. One, my phone was like, no storage, because I gotta go like delete a whole bunch of stuff, but I'm not sure where I stopped. But I do want to say that I was just talking a little bit about this horizon that we have here on the Six of Swords, and how it just has this energy of like the gondolier can't necessarily see what's on the other side, but it just feels like something, like just getting to a place where you need to go. Just getting to a place where you need to go. That's exactly what it feels like. So I really like that energy. With these cards that we have out here, I'm getting like a very, very strong vibe of like just trusting that you know your own self. trusting that you know what you need. It's almost like you're afraid to trust that you know what you need for your own self. And there is also some uncertainty in that. It's almost like you're uncertain as to what you you think you need or you feel like you need, and it's almost like this energy of like, yeah, like it's okay to know what you need. It's almost like a fear of receiving, like a fear of receiving what you need because you don't want it to be the wrong thing. And it feels like this week you might be offered something, or this might be tested in some way, where you're offered something, somebody gives something to you, and you're afraid of receiving it because you don't know if it's the right thing, or you don't know if it's what you're supposed to receive. It's almost like you feel a little bit unworthy of receiving this thing, especially with this Five of Pentacles over here. Five of Pentacles to me is typically comes through as lack consciousness, and that's a little bit of what I feel like there's like some lack consciousness that you're fighting with, and that you're kind of going back and forth with, like entangled with. And it's almost like you're afraid of honoring your own wish fulfillment. You're afraid of like actually receiving something, because when you receive this thing, you have to honor it, especially with this Queen of Cups over here in reverse. It's like you have to honor when you receive this thing, and you have to show gratitude for it. And in order to show gratitude for it, there's this powerlessness in gratitude that says, I am grateful for this thing, and I may never be able to repay this person back or repay this debt back that you think is a debt, and it's not actually a debt, but it feels like there's a fear of receiving because you're not worthy of it or something like that. And I feel like this, especially with this Knight of Swords over here, I feel like there's definitely going to be some form of like bringing in, or like an offer, or like something that comes into you. But I feel like this energy is in reverse, because there's this fear of it. There's this fear of like, I'm sorry about that, my camera's like sinking, but there's just like this fear of receiving it. And it's like, why? But why? Like, why do you feel like you're unworthy of receiving what it is that you're actually asking for and what you actually want? And I honestly feel like what you are receiving, it feels like something you've been asking for and something that you've been wanting, but it feels like you still haven't decided whether or not you feel worthy of it, which makes it a little tricky. And that's why I feel like most of these cards are in reverse, not necessarily blocked, but there's a little confusion around what needs to actually be delivered to you and what it actually is you want. This could be job, romance. I'm not necessarily getting a romance vibe, but this could be something as simple as a Christmas gift as well, or a birthday gift or something like that. Like, I want this thing, but I'm unworthy. It may cost a lot. And it's just like people are doing things for you because they want to do things for you. And I know sometimes that feels like it's a little out of your control when you have to put faith into people's, word and their trust. And I know it's a little tricky for sure, but it feels like here that everything's going to work out fine. You might be a little confused for some time this week, but honestly, this week you might get some type of offer or something that kind of challenges you to receive in gratitude fully. And it's gonna challenge your lack consciousness, or this feeling of worth. It's gonna take you by surprise for sure. And I feel like you're gonna have like a little shift, like you're gonna start thinking about lack a lot differently and what lack actually means. So let's take a look at your oracle cards and see what you have. So we're gonna start with the chakra wisdom cards. You have bliss, the 7th chakra, crown chakra, with bliss. I don't know why I said it like that. That was yucky, but we're gonna keep it. Hope you can see this. I seek and find peace, quietness, and moments of bliss in my life. I am persistent in this quest. I allow myself to feel divine presence radiating within and around me. Oh no. I allow myself to create abundance and fulfillment, and to live a life free of fear. Meditation is a part of my life. So definitely, if you ever feel guided to take some time in stillness, take some time of just rest and recuperation, just take some time out for yourself to honor yourself and know that you're worthy of receiving for sure. And then we have the heart chakra. Yes. with compassion and forgiveness. I have compassion for myself and for those around me. I let go of anger, resentments, and torments from the past. I do not give my power away to those involved. Forgiveness is a gift I give to myself. I forgive myself for things I feel I could have done differently in the past, and I remind myself that my response could not have been any more evolved than it was at the time. I am compassionate to those in need, as this shows them that they are not alone. I practice this by listening, sharing, understanding, and being of service. I love that. I love that. And that's definitely a practice, and definitely something you'll probably pick up on this week. And I feel like it'll be it might challenge you and take you by surprise this week. Some of the offers, even if it is just an offer of reconciliation or forgiveness this week, that's going to kind of take you by surprise. And I'm feeling that your heart space feels a little tender and a little timid, especially with this Five of Cups and this Nine of Cups too in reverse. There's something here about feeling deprived and unworthy, and it's like you want so badly to like understand yourself and truly feel deeply this strong sense of self-worth, but there's definitely a fear here of that being offered to you externally and internally. So it's interesting, and I hope that you get the insight that you need this week to work that out and work through that. So we'll also pull a Moonology card, which is it's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio, and we are honoring our full moon in Gemini today as well. So I hope those energies reach you. It's time to release negativity. Absolutely. 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 And we have push to surface. You may have become complacent. You might be stalling or in need of a new surge of energy. Become aware of the dynamics of your life. Absolutely, for sure. Honestly, I'm feeling like this energy with that card alone, like this new energy. I honestly feeling like this thing that's coming out of this bush, this surprise, this shock, this enlightenment, just this shift is definitely going to allow you to harness and feel into your self-worth and feel into this emotional fulfillment that you are desiring. I feel like there's like this something over the horizon that you're just wanting to get to, and I feel like you are going to make strides towards that this week, which is a very, very, very beautiful thing to behold and to honor. Trying to feel out and see if there's anything else in here that we want to talk about this week. I'm not necessarily picking up on romance vibes. It definitely could be, especially with the Knight of Swords here, but I'm not necessarily picking up on that. It feels more family related and self-related and more like friendship circles, not necessarily work, but that there could be some type of relation to this to work, but it feels more of self and family, where you're just kind of figuring out what you need to feel fulfilled, what you need to really dive into your worth, and what feels good and feels right to you. And along with that, there's this surprise, or like this something that just kind of shifts you and allows you to think or see things differently, which will be very, very helpful in a situation to where you're having trouble or you're struggling to honor your own worth. So I'm happy that you have the crown chakra and the heart chakra. Those will be your chakras that are more likely to be highlighted this week. Watch out always for tingling sensations in those areas. Usually that indicates that they're doing something cool for you. So I think that's all I'm picking up for pile 1 this week. I'll try to keep these pretty short and pretty sweet. So I thank you so much for clicking on this video. If this did not resonate, that is okay. I'm sorry, I have to keep catching my phone clip for some reason. It's like sagging. And if this does not resonate, that's completely fine. That's okay. Just take what resonates and the rest will fall away. It is, you don't have to take responsibility for anything that is not of you. So I hope to see you next time, Soul Kin. Thank you so much for visiting and supporting Dawnbringer Tarot, and we'll chat later. Bye-bye. All right. Hello, Soul Kin. This is for all of our friends who picked the Leopard Jasper with pile number 2. So if you skipped the intro, what we will be doing today is we will be pulling a power animal card for this week. So the animal is an animal that's likely to be guarding you, helping you, hinting you, bringing you some understanding and some clarity this week. And we'll just pull some tarot for extra clarifiers. And then we also have some oracle cards, chakra wisdom to check out the chakras we'll be working with this week, or that'll be highlighted this week. A moonology card in honor of our beautiful full moon in Gemini today, and a whispers of the ocean card just for a little more clarification and understanding of what's going on this week. So what we'll do first is we will set these aside for now, and we'll pull your animal card. So let's see who you have. You have salmon. So you have salmon in reverse. So this is speaking on, there's something here to do with wellness and almost like a fight upstream. So it seems like this week you'll be persevering through something that felt very, very challenging, and that has felt very, very challenging, but it feels like it's part of your nature, and it's so rewarding that you can't really, your hope won't die down. And it's almost like you want your hope to go away because you're tired of being disappointed, you're tired of feeling like you're not quite there, or you're trying to get there but it's like not quite there. It's like this perseverance and this like pushing forward and this beauty that you're putting into the work that you're doing, even with the challenging aspects that you are experiencing. It just feels like it's so well worth it. It's like it's worth the wait. It's worth getting to this place that you're trying to reach, or this place that you're working so hard for, or this thing or this goal or this idea that you're working so hard to bring to life. It feels like this week you'll definitely continue persevering and continue putting that work in, but it feels like too that you can bring some kind of clarity or some level of relief in knowing that your hard work is not going unseen, your hard work is not going unnoticed. It's like, and even if that's simply by you, take a moment today for sure to honor the work and the blood, sweat, the tears, the ideas, the hours that you're putting into whatever this goal is. This could be a relationship, this could be a job, this can be creative ideas or goals, this could be your own business, but it definitely feels like you're putting energy towards something a lot, exerting a lot of energy so that you can reach the peak or the height with this thing. There's a lot here to do with wellness too. There's something here about taking care of yourself. There's something here about like persevering and pushing, but also knowing that self-discipline comes with taking care of yourself, knowing when to stop, knowing when to just kind of breathe, knowing when to kind of like let the waters rush your gills, you know? So kind of take a time out too and make sure that you're taking care of yourself and taking care of your wellness, because it's easy to work hard and push and push and push. That age old idea that hard work equals no sleep, and it's like, no, you are designed to experience rest as much as you are designed to experience, work and activity. You're also designed to experience rest and pleasure. So make sure that you're taking time out this week to remember that. Remember your wellness, honor your wellness, and honor the beauty and the power that you're putting into what it is that you're creating right now, because you're creating something very, very beautiful, very, very tangible. It's definitely something that will materialize in a beautiful way in the physical realm if it hasn't already. So that's the energy that we're getting from Salmon today. But before we get into your oracle cards, let's pull a couple of tarot cards as clarifiers to see if there's anything else going on that we can pick up on with Salmon. And two, I may read a little piece out of the book from Salmon in Contrary just to get a little more insight clarification. So let's get your tarot cards. Oh, bottom deck. That's interesting. Ooh, we have the Queen of Swords. Actually, let me show you the card. Queen of Swords, definitely feeling that energy. Definitely just putting in that work. Definitely just cutting through, man. Just cutting through for sure. We have The Hermit, I don't know why I just keep putting them down. The Hermit, definitely about that wellness, definitely about that self-review, that self-reflection, taking care of yourself, and honoring how far you've come, because you've been working really, really, really hard on whatever this is. We have the Ten of Wands. Absolutely. You've been working diligently. You're almost there. You're just persevering. You're just pushing. You're getting it. You're doing it. You're absolutely freaking doing it. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful to see. I'm sorry. I'm one of those weird people who are just like, the cards aren't straight. Like, and I just like keep readjusting them. And I want to make sure that you can see them all as well. And then our last card we have is, yeah, absolutely, the Four of Pentacles. It's so extremely palpable and tangible what it is that you're working towards. And when you get this thing and you honor this thing, let's see, and we have the Hierophant in reverse, bottom deck as well. So this is definitely something that you're pushing towards, and it seems too that you're taking a very, especially with this Hierophant in reverse, you're taking maybe an unconventional route, or something that is like not like normal. Like people are like, oh, why are you doing it this way? Or like, why are you almost like going above and beyond? It feels like with the Hierophant in reverse, almost going above and beyond to witness and fulfill this thing. And it also feels like it's something that feels a little non-traditional or a little unconventional. Like the way that you're doing it, it's almost like you're doing it against what you would like how you would previously think you would attain this thing. Like you're doing something completely different, and it's you so unique to your flavor and who you are as a person, especially with this Queen of Swords and this Hermit over here. It's like, this is so unique to you. This is something like all of us, but this is something that beautiful that you're bringing to this world. It's almost like this energy of the Hermit taking this star that is in this lantern, and now with all the work that you've done with this Queen of Swords and honoring your boundaries, honoring what it is that you have to do, and persevering with this Ten of Wands, that this thing it's birthed into real life now. It's here, you're holding it, it's tangible, you can feel it, you can see it, you can taste it. So that's really, really cool. Definitely persevering, definitely pushing forward, definitely honoring yourself. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. This Queen of Swords energy, I love the Queen of Swords energy, because to me she's always like, she has like a little attitude to her, and she's like very, very protective of her boundaries and what needs to be done for her. And she kind of like just, she's considerate, but she has to, she gets this energy about her to where she doesn't react, and she doesn't always like give everybody her energy or the time of day. It's just not necessary for the Queen of Swords. Like if you're not furthering yourself or furthering your team, she just doesn't have time. And I love that energy about her, and that definitely feels like where you're at. And I am saying her, but obviously this could be male energy as well, like or male. It's not about the gender, it's about the energy that's coming through. And it feels very fluid. It feels like this is just, whoever picked this vow is definitely persevering towards some goal. And it also feels like also pursuing something, pursuing someone. It definitely feels like pursuing someone as well that's coming through, that'll just feel like, yes, like this is the person that I want to be with. Like, like it feels very, very good. So I like that a lot. I like the energy that's coming through. So let's pull your chakra wisdom cards and see what they have to say about your week. So we have well-being. Absolutely. So we have the second chakra, sacral chakra with well-being. I honor and respect my body by giving it what it deserves to thrive. I provide myself with the best of food, exercise, water, relaxation, therapeutic treatments, and thoughts. I only consume foods and liquids that were designed by nature to be in my body. I stimulate my body's energy flow with exercise. I make time to rest, as stillness and tranquility are vital to keep my mind and body rejuvenated. Absolutely. Just like we were talking about earlier, wellness was definitely coming through very strong. Like definitely take care of yourself and offer yourself some time to kind of just take a step back and rest, because that's also part of building this dream or pursuing this thing that you are pursuing. And we also have the sorry about my voice, my vocal fry. Crown chakra with one with all. I feel the divine force flowing through me. I honor this, and I know that it flows through all. I'm calm in knowing that I am one with all, and I contemplate and meditate on this fact. I regularly remind myself that we are all from the same source and that we are all on a journey as spiritual beings experiencing this physical existence. I'm aware that I have a choice as to how I respond to what is happening in my life, exactly like we were talking about earlier. My responses have an enormous effect on my spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical well-being. So well-being came through twice here. It's coming through very strong. Well-being, your wellness, and also, like I was saying earlier, like your ability, like you just, like the Queen of Swords, she knows that not everything needs her response. Not everything needs her reaction. Not everything needs her energy or her time. So it's definitely taking that into account and knowing that the way that the energies and the way that spirit is working in your life, it's working in everybody's life the same way. And everybody has to pick and choose how they respond. So you can't respond for other people and you can't respond for other things. You can only respond for yourself and what you are doing, pursuing, and working on in this life. So this week, you're definitely grasping that fact of, listen, I'm working hard. I know I am. I know I'm putting in the work. Nobody can tell me any different. And I'm worthy of this thing being born into my life. And you're really, really honoring that this week and taking care of yourself this week. And if you don't want to take care of yourself this week, please do. Please do. Just go out, get a massage, or just have a chill night where you're chilling with some friends or something. Just something to chill out, and just take some time. So our Moonology card we have for this week, which will be honoring our beautiful full moon in Gemini today, is meditate and contemplate new moon in Pisces. So I love that. Definitely that water, that fish energy coming through too. Definitely take time for yourself. Make sure that you are on what you feel is the right path. Make sure that you know for certain and you honor the fact and honor and review where you've gone and where you've been, and make sure that you are happy. Make sure that you're happy. Make sure you are happy, because I feel like, especially with this Hierophant energy over here in reverse, it feels like what you're doing is very non-traditional or non-conventional. So people might be a little judgmental or like, why are you doing it this way? And sometimes that can thwart you a little bit and kind of make you feel afraid of what you're doing. And it's like, no, like, take that time out to review everything that you've done thus far to create this beautiful thing, and make sure you know in your heart and you honor in your own heart and your own body that you know what you're doing and it's the best for you. So, and we'll pull your Whispers of the Ocean card as well and see what that has to say to us. We have blend in to the environment. You have many skills and can fit into any situation. Take time to assess what is going on around you and adapt accordingly. Okay, so there's a lot about taking time and just honoring what it is that you're actually doing, honoring your well-being, honoring your boundaries, honoring who you are, being respectful of your own self, honoring the situation, honoring what it is you're pursuing, even if that is like pursuing a relationship with another person, honoring that you know what you're doing, this is what you want, what's the word I'm looking for? Honoring that what you're seeking is what you want to actually it's fulfilling. Not even the goal of this thing, but also the pursuit of this thing is fulfilling as well. And that will really help you adapt better to these people who may be trying to thwart your situation. And you just have to adapt, to this the fact that you can't change everybody, but you know that you can change and honor yourself. So that is definitely coming through very strongly. Oof. So I'm honestly not feeling like we need anything from the book on that sound, and I think it came through very clearly. So that is all I'm really seeing this week for our POW 2s. So remember, take some time out to rest, contemplate, and make sure that you are happy with what you're doing. Whatever it is you're pursuing, you're putting all this energy and work towards, honor it, review it, just embrace it and see what it is. Even if you go back in your review and you see, hey, maybe this can use some tweaks, this is a perfect time to do that. And it's okay not to worry about the judgment of others, because you are doing something that feels very non-traditional or unconventional. So people are going to have their own advice, they're going to have their own opinions, but that doesn't mean that you have to hold them or take them. So I'll leave you off with that. Obviously, if this reading did not resonate, that is okay. Take what resonates and the rest will fall away. All right, so I hope to see you again next time. Thank you so much for supporting. Bye. All right. Hello, pal 3 for all my friends who picked the flower agate. It's such a cool song. I got this from a really good friend of mine, so I really love it a lot. It's really cool. This will be your reading today, and if you skip the intro, this reading is all about just picking. It's a weekly thing, so I'll be doing this weekly continuously from now on. And what we'll be looking at is your power animal for this week, so an animal that will be coming through supporting you. So you may experience this animal in daily life, you may experience this animal in your dream time, or just have like a really auspicious thought about it or something like that. It'll come through, and it's usually coming through with a message, clarity, understanding, some type of something for you, even protection and things like that. So what we'll do first is we will pull your animal spirit card, or the animal medicine card, and then we will look at your chakra wisdom card, and then moonology and whispers of the ocean. And then we'll also pull some tarot for more clarification on your animal this week. So let's see who you got. Oh, ooh. The butterfly. This is such a, I'm always so excited to see the butterfly, because I'm like, yay, like somebody's undergoing some metamorphosis, they're transitioning, there's something new coming into their life, they're finally breaking out and sprouting their wings. And that's exactly what this feels like. It feels like too, there's a heavy, I'm not trying to shift anybody's spiritual beliefs or religious beliefs or anything like that, but there's this heavy feeling of being so protected and so watched over by the angelic realm. Like, it feels like this week you have a very strong angelic presence. Even it feels too like someone who's deceased and passed on, that's kind of like in your spiritual team. They're like right in your circle. And I do apologize for the noise in the back. I live with other humans, they're doing human stuff. It feels so strongly like there's someone who's passed on, and it feels like almost like a grandmother or a grandfather, but a very like elderly, like senior soul that is coming through and honoring you on your path, kind of clapping for you and kind of like giving you a pat on the back, like you're doing it, you did it, like you're going forth, you're pushing, you're doing the things that make you happy, that make you feel fulfilled. I feel like this has been a long journey, and this week you're gonna like really come into some type of like shift or clarification on a situation that has been bothering you for maybe years. It's almost like this, like a breakthrough that's happening, or like this blossoming of a situation that's happening that has kind of kept you bugged down for a while, kind of kept you cocooned for a while. And it's like you can finally start to like break free of that and open your wings, and then kind of unfold. And you might stumble a little bit as you fly, but this definitely feels like a large shift in perspective, almost like a swords energy, like a king, queen of swords energy, and like a large shift in like trust, the way that you trust your own ability, the way you trust your own body, and the way you trust your spiritual team too. I feel like you get like spiritual, like not spiritual, but like intuitive inklings. Like you have a very strong intuitive perception that you trust, and sometimes it may be a little tricky to trust it, but most of the time you get it pretty much right on the money. And I feel like you're breaking out and you're kind of like feeling deeply into that energy this week. So it's super beautiful, especially in honor of this beautiful Gemini full moon that we got going on today. So that's what we got for Butterfly. Definitely this week, kind of like breaking free of a situation that has kept you bogged down for quite some time. So let's pull some tarot to get a little more clarification. We have the High Priestess in reverse with Inner Voice. We have Healing in reverse, which I believe this is the King of Cups in the Osho Zen deck. And we have Compromise with the Six of Pentacles. Make sure you can like see all your cards. This Healing and High Priestess feels so much like upright, and I should turn them. It's almost like with this feeling that I have, it's like turning these upright for you. It's like almost like the turning of a new leaf. It's like like that's exactly what it feels like, kind of like the unfolding of both of those wings. And I'm like, why do I feel urged to do this? Because there's this desire in me to say, oh no, I'll just like leave them how they come out. But it feels like so much of a strong desire to just flip them, like the unfolding of the wings. So it's beautiful how that was like playing out. And our last card we have is Ordinariness with the 8 of Pentacles. I love this card so much. And then bottom deck we have the Rebel, which is the Emperor in the Osho Zen deck. Yeah, definitely. Let me put it over here actually. Definitely, absolutely breaking free of somewhere or something. This even if it's just a state of mind that has kept you bogged down for a really long time. So this week you'll definitely see some improvements in your overall mood, your mental space, just kind of the thoughts that you process in your own body. It's like you'll be so prepared to just say no, like that thought is very, very unhealthy for me and I cannot honor this thought because I don't operate that way anymore. That's exactly what it feels like. It's like you don't operate this way anymore. And I feel like for a while now, you've been really compromising on a huge part of yourself, that just wants to be free and it just wants to be out. I feel like you have a very, very strong intuitive perception. It's like almost like I can feel you remote viewing this or viewing me right now. I feel like this very delicate, sweet, and like watery sensation on my arms. It's very, very pleasant. And it's like there's so much sweetness here. There's so much in you that just wants to be out. There's so much like, it's funny because it's like there's so much ordinariness and there's so much like beautiful, there's so many like mundane things in your life that you want to experience that are really mundane and that may seem small to other people, but they are large for you. They're so large for you. And I feel like honestly this week you'll be exploring those and like connecting with the extraordinary of the ordinary of life and of your own self, and releasing this energy or this desire to constantly compromise and run back to your cocoon, like, oh no, I'm not ready yet, I'm not ready to blossom, I'm not ready to break out, I'm not ready to rebel, I'm not ready to step out with this torch. But you are. And it's happening in all these small mundane ways and all these small mundane things that you think don't mean that much have accumulated over time to help crack you out of that cocoon that they put you in so that you could really see the truth and the light and the beauty in your own self. Especially with this High Priestess coming out, you have 2 majors out here, 2 pentacles and a cups, with the rainbows being pentacles. This is just very, very breakout energy. This is very like, I'm coming out. Like, I want the world to know me, and I'm not compromising on the beauty of my existence anymore. I exist. I am here, and you will see me. That's exactly what this feels like. So let's see your chakra wisdom cards and let's see what they have for you. Oh yeah, you have both the crown chakra with grace and the third eye chakra with imagination. Let's read grace first. The grace of a higher power is with me, and I move through life knowing this truth. I believe in a higher power, and I know that it is within and around me, offering assistance and guidance. I surrender all my fears and burdens to a higher power. I am open to receive grace and I trust in a higher power. I am worthy. You are worthy. Absolutely. And you know that. It's time. It's time to honor that for sure. And with the third eye chakra, we have imagination. Let's see. Make sure you can see it. Cool. No. Okay, there we go. I use my imagination as I create and pursue my dreams and wishes. I ask myself, what do I want? My thoughts create my reality at the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual levels. I use this power to create harmonious relationships between all these levels. I imagine the life I would like to have, and I encourage my thoughts to be truthful, wise, and discerning. In the quietness of meditation, I see and hear the truth. Absolutely. And I feel like you are someone who works with their chakras, you meditate, you do a lot of these things. You're drinking your water, like you're doing these things to improve yourself. You're doing these things to heal and to honor yourself and to move through life in a healthier way and a healthier you, because you know how important that is to your future and your goals and your dreams. Especially, I feel like there's some people here who really want to get married, who really want to have children, who just really want these very beautiful but ordinary, mundane lives. It doesn't have to be anything large or anything big. And it's such a light in this world to have people like that who just want to live a life, in whatever way that suits them. If that's mundane and ordinary, if you want to be a freaking celebrity, you want to be super super rich, however that looks like, whatever that looks like for you, I'm not judging. But it feels like there's some of you who just want the small things in life, and you're finally honoring the fact that you can have them, and you've been doing the healing necessary to reach those new heights. And if you're not doing the healing that's necessary, you'll notice in small ways that you have been, and you'll notice in the ways, and it's sometimes really, it's just getting it through the mind. The mental space is like that last barrier. And this week, it could be that you're popping through that last barrier, that last piece of the mental space that wants to be worked through. So I'm loving that for you, loving that. So let's pull your Moonology card, and then we'll get to your Whispers of the Ocean. So your Moonology card is a time to give rather than take with the new moon in Virgo. I honestly am feeling that so strongly. It's like this, it's a time to give of you, to come out of this cocoon, to shine your light, to be your highest self, to have fun with who you are. Give people give life these tender, these beautiful parts of you, the parts that you've been compromising on, the parts that you've been trying to hide and keep away. Give those things to the world. This doesn't have the energy of, oh, I have to give all my things away, or I can't own possessions if I want to be spiritual, something like that. No weird stuff like that. This is just shining your light and giving your best authentic self to the world, because you know and you honor the fact that you are enough. You're enough. And then your Whispers of the Ocean card, we have mutually beneficial venture. See if you can actually see it. Sorry, I don't always look at the phone because I'm reading and so excited about what's happening. And this reads, there's an extraordinary connection at the forefront of your life at this moment. Utilize this relationship to benefit everyone concerned. Absolutely. That word extraordinary, ordinary keeps coming through. And also, this definitely feels large. Sorry about the phone ringing. This definitely feels large, like a large transformation, sorry about that. Group 3, we got some human stuff going on in the house, and I didn't want it to be too loud and too busy. But I was just wrapping up with your reading and just saying, life is extraordinary, and you are extraordinary, and you are worthy of experiencing the extraordinary things of life, even if they're small, mundane, and ordinary. And it feels like that's exactly what you desire. Just the normal things in life, the beauty in the normal things. And it definitely feels like however this is playing out for you, this is not only playing out in the goodness for you, but others around you as well. Others around you are going to benefit from you not compromising on your beauty, on your worth, on your soul, and really just honoring that in the mind and getting that through your brain. And I know that's the hardest part. It's the hardest part to get it through the mind, but really, really honoring in your mental space and saying in your mental space, especially when those challenging thoughts come up that try to tell you otherwise, that you honor yourself even when they try to tell you the opposite. It's one of the most beautiful things you'll be able to do for yourself this week. So that is all I am seeing for my group 3 kin. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I hope that you found some type of clarity, some type of understanding. If you did not, that is okay. Just take what resonates and the rest will fall away. That's it. All right, hope to see you next time. Bye-bye. All right. Hello, Soul Kin for POW 4. This is for all of our friends who picked the Vestuvenite. I dropped it. I hope I'm saying it right, but I think I'm saying it pretty right, or like pretty close at least. But like, you know. So if you skip the intro, what we will be actually doing today, we'll be pulling your weekly animal card, or your power animal for this week, and that animal can represent many things in your life. It can represent an animal that you've been seeing in dreams, an animal that you've been seeing in your life, and we can kind of get some messages from it to see what it's actually representing or what it actually means. Obviously, you will interpret it as needed, and then we'll just use tarot for more clarification, and we have some oracle cards too, just for more confirmation. So what we'll do is move this huge Voyager deck, which is this is a cool deck, but it's huge. We'll move it out of the way. We'll move your oracle cards out of the way as well, and we'll get your animal. So your power animal for this week is immediately like my pile. So you have mountain lion. So the mountain lion, also one of my personal power animals. I love it so much. The mountain lion is all about like leadership. It's all about being at the top of your game, the top of this peak. The mountain lion is a nocturnal apex predator, like most large cats. They're an amazing animal medicine to work with, and I started like bring my own like little stuff in here, but I have actually, because I do work in animal husbandry and the animal care field, I have been able to work closely with mountain lions, and they are some of the coolest animals on the planet, but some of the most elusive. So this is, I'm so happy to see this for PAL 4. They talk so much about leadership. They are all about they're all about this, almost like this emperor energy, where they have this beautiful thing that they can do, where they're just so stealthy and they're so quiet, but they're so large and powerful, and you're just in awe of them. Pretty much cats in general, but especially large cats. They're so powerful, they're so mighty, and they don't really get too frustrated with things that they see that are beneath them or below them. And that's not necessarily to say that they don't honor the circle of life, because obviously they do, but like the saying, lions don't lose sleep over the opinions of sheep. And so this is definitely that type of energy that I'm feeling here. It's like you're coming into this understanding this week of like, dang, like I'm really powerful. I'm really potent. I have a lot of really good creative ideas. I'm super worthy and deserving of the life that I want to live. So this is a little similar to the power right before you, but this is a little more like honoring the fact that you are a leader and stepping into a leadership role. This isn't just like transformation. This is honoring the fact that you lead. You don't fall in line. You're a pioneer. You're a trailblazer. You are built to have opinions that differ from other people. You're built to question why, even on your own personal beliefs and thoughts. You're going to question why. You're going to question like, why is this like this? Why does it have to be this way? Why are things operating like this? And if there is a loophole or a fault, how can we think of a way to make this move more efficiently and effectively for everybody involved? So this is like boss type energy. This is like business, owner. This is like I wear the pants type energy when it comes to mountain lion. So I'm really feeling for this week. You're definitely going to be stepping into your leadership role, or you're going to be challenged to do so. You're going to be challenged to like take responsibility for situations that may not even be your own, but like kind of moving the energy around, because it feels very stagnant, and it feels like not necessarily that your energy feels stagnant, but like a situation feels stagnant, and you have to be the one to step up and say, okay, like let's lay it out. Let's lay it all out plain and simple. Let's look at it for what it is. Let's take this from the surface, and we can go deeper if need be. Sorry about my little sister sneezing, but we can take this to the surface if the deeper the depths if need be. I'll take you back into my cave if need be. But what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna honor what is, and we're gonna move this out, because we're not gonna sit here and let this fester. Just taking that leadership role and just stepping up when people need you to step up. When you need your stealth yourself to step up. I heard like stealth too is coming through too, like even honoring too those times where you just have to like back out slowly and be like, this situation is not for me. I don't know what y'all doing or what y'all got going, but it's not for me, and just honoring that and honoring like every situation isn't built for you, but because you can take that role and say, listen, I'm gonna honor my boundaries, I'm gonna honor my sense of self and my sense of devotion, and I'm just gonna nope out of here when it feels right, because it's not for me. But also stepping up and saying, hey, like this situation cannot be like this forever, so if y'all really trying to make this happen, then let's do something about it. Let's not just sit here and talk about it. Let's be about it. Definitely stepping into that this week. So let's pull some tarot for more clarification. There's a card in here that really wants to come out. Very interesting. Okay. These two. So we have Nine of Crystals in reverse, which is the Nine of Swords with narrowness. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Then we have the Hermit. Such a cool card. I love the Voyager Tarot so much. Let's see. Oh. Then we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And then let me move it. Do a little scoochies. Dang, that Wheel of Fortune in reverse is coming through so strongly. Like, like there's a message coming through so strongly. I want to pull a couple more cards, but there's a message coming through so strongly. Wheel of Fortune is like, the fortune is in you. The fortune is your hands. And it's almost like there's this energy here of you keep thinking that the fortune is outside of you, or you have to wait on some divine timing. But it's like divine timing is like so in line with your timing right now. Like right now, divine timing for you is so lined up, and that's so interesting because it's right next to the Hermit. And I'm not getting a traditional read from this Hermit right now. The message that's coming through with this Hermit, it's like honoring your own self, your own self and your own self-worth, but like bringing all that self-reflection and all that beauty that you harvested inside and bringing that outward and actually showing that to the world. This doesn't feel like you have to go on a hiatus or a retreat, but this almost feels like that lantern that the Hermit typically holds. It's like it wants to be brought out, it wants to be shown, it wants to shine, it wants to illuminate in areas that need to be illuminated. And this divine timing is like, no, don't wait on the divine. You are the divine. Just like everything else. Sorry about my throat. You are the divine. You are, and your decisions are reflecting that greatly. So let's get one more card and then we'll do bottom deck energy as well. We have death. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And our bottom deck is, of course, the Emperor. For sure. I said that earlier too. I was like, yeah, like the mountain lion is totally like the Emperor energy. It totally is. It totally is. It absolutely is the Emperor energy. I'm sorry for my voice. My vocal fry is pretty bad. Vocal fry is so bad. It gives me this nice little raspiness to my voice. I hope you are laughing at with me. So with death coming out too, I'm feeling like death is strongly coming through as this energy of like this like little stagnant, like little waiting game that you've been almost like playing with yourself and with the divine, with spirit. It's almost like, no, like you're coming out of this like ickiness where it's just like, oh, I have to wait, or I have to wait until everything is perfect, or I have to wait, or people aren't going to honor me, people are like too afraid of me or something like that. And they are right to be afraid of a mountain lion. Most people are afraid of people who take leadership, who step into that role. Most people don't like their bosses or their supervisors or things like that. And it feels like you're actually giving way. You're allowing this change to happen in your life. And the Wheel of Fortune too, to me, typically speaks about change. And there is definitely a change in your perspective going on here to where you're honoring the fact that you are a leader. And there are some people who are just never going to step into the leadership role, but you're also honoring the fact that they don't have to, that they're not built that way, but you're honoring the fact that you are, and you know that, and you trust that you're not small. Your light, your journey, your soul is not small. You're not really built for a small, mundane life. You are really built to be on the top of your game. You're really actually built for this fortune. For sure. So stepping out of this Nine of Swords energy, for sure, this like fear of like, oh, I'm not good enough, or oh, worry, anxiety, all this stuff, you're just taking your power and saying, you know what, I got this because I trust in me. I am capable. I can do this. I trust in my own ability. I trust in my ability to respond. I trust in my ability to do the right thing. I trust in my own ability. And you're really, really, really giving way for this fortune and this beautiful, beautiful self-work that you've been doing to really just be cracked open and just shine out of your solar plexus. It's really, really beautiful the way that it's showing up in my vision. And there's a song coming through too, Desperate Youth by Santa Gold is like so attached to this. So if you like need some like extra oomph, I'll link it down in the description box. But this is definitely like you're just overcoming a small, narrow part of you that just did not fit. And people around you may want to try and stuff you in that box and keep you small because it makes them feel safe. But there is no more safety here. You know, it's like for you, sometimes it feels like you either submit to this leadership role that's calling out to you, or you feel like sometimes you want to die. You don't want to be anything less than that. So not actual death, but you don't want to be anything less than what you're being called to be. You're the emperor, you're the mountain lion. Come on, like you're not you're not like playing it small, you're not playing it narrow anymore. You've done so much of the work and you realize that and you know that, and it's scary to honor that for sure. But this change that's coming through is really going to really kill an old part of you. And I am hearing too, I must say, that it is going to kill a lot of relationships in your life that are very old and tired out, and they're just not reciprocal. So that is definitely coming through this week. You are stepping into this leadership role, and this is following you. This is permanent. This is a permanent transition into this emperor energy. You're just not giving certain energy and certain stuff that's just below you the time of day. And it's not that you don't honor the fact that everything is of spirit and everybody is of spirit, but you're honoring the fact that you've been called to be put in this position that a lot of people won't have the courage to answer the call to. It's just that simple. It's really just that simple. So that's coming through strongly, strongly, strongly for you this week. This fortune is in your favor. Fortune is in your side. And you know why? Because it's in your hands. It's in your hands, and you will undoubtedly do what is right and what feels good to you, because you've been doing it this entire time. Whether you realize it or not, you have been doing the work. You have been doing the things this entire time. And if you have not, and that's triggering you a little bit, you will be called to, and you will answer the call of this lion, this mountain lion. You don't really have a choice. You don't have a space, because it's within you and it's calling out, and it's just kind of ripping itself out of you, almost like a forceful metamorphosis if you have not submitted to it already. So really the best thing you can do is submit to it, because there's an old piece of you that is dying. It's like an old paradigm view that's just perishing. And like the people who knew you before this, they knew a completely different person. And that's the truth. The people who knew you before this knew a completely different person. So let's get into your chakra wisdom cards and see what's coming through over here. Oh yeah, and I forgot, this group got 3, and I was like, why 3? Everybody else got 2. But it makes sense now that I'm seeing the cards and I see the power animal that you got this week. It kind of makes sense. So we have, of course, we have the base chakra, root chakra, with instinct. I trust that my instincts are correct. Yes, you do. Like the apex predator that you are. And I let my natural intuitive feelings guide me forwards. I will know what I need to do and how to respond with wisdom to situations that come my way. I have an innate desire to be of service in life. As I tap into this feeling, I will know what service I am called to do. I believe in myself. Absolutely. I don't need to explain that at all. That's just confirmation of what we've been talking about. You are a leader, and part of being a leader is part of you are of service. If you're a leader, you are of service. Even if you're a follower, you're of service too, or not necessarily a follower, but someone who would rather fall in line than pioneer and trailblaze. But you are a pioneer. You're a trailblazer. You don't fall in line. You want to question everything. You want to know why. And naturally, as a leader, you are of service. It's what you're being called to do. It's what you're being called to do, honestly. And then we have base chakra again with patience. Definitely a lot of base lower, like not necessarily lower, but the body realm, the physical realm chakras being activated here, especially with mountain lion, because it takes a lot of courage and it takes a lot of strength and oomph to kind of step into this role, and that's why they're being so activated for you this week. So with patience, I observe in nature growth takes time. This is a time of reflection, persistence, and surrender as things unfold at their own pace. I remain calm and tolerant during any challenging times. I develop quiet hope and expectations based on trust both in myself and in a higher power. And that's beautiful, because we do have the Hermit and the Wheel of Fortune here, but they're not necessarily giving off, you have to wait, you have to wait, you have to wait. It's giving off this energy of you are so divinely aligned right now, and you're so rooted in divine timing right now. You don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to rush anything. You will do what feels right as the situations come your way. As the situations come your way, you don't have to force anything. You don't have to, nothing has to be forced. You don't have to have a forceful hand with this. It's in your hands. You're doing what's right. And as things come to you and as things need to be worked through, as naturally as a leader, you're going to step up. And that's what it feels like. And then our last chakra wisdom card we have is creative manifestation with the sacral chakra. I have the ability to manifest and create positive outcomes in my life. It is time for me to manifest what I need. I ask myself, what do I need? I am optimistic and creative in carrying out all of the tasks that come my way, even seemingly mundane ones. And I maintain a positive attitude in all I do. I am open to receive and I am deserving. Absolutely. You're open to receive and you are so deserving. And I love how all this delicious root and sacral chakra energy is out here with this bloodthirsty mountain lion. I love it so much. I love that energy so much. It just makes so much sense with what you're being called to do. You're being called to step up, and it's going to take a lot of strength, a lot of courage, and a lot of very strong boundaries for you to step into this role as emperor. But in emperor, obviously that's not that's not gender locked. That is just the energy of the masculine energy of the doing. So that could be a woman, which I consider myself to be an emperor. I don't necessarily consider myself to be an empress. I'm definitely emperor energy. So definitely I love how this is coming through for you, for sure. And then your Moonology card, especially in honor of our beautiful full moon in Gemini today, we have step out of your comfort zone. Could it get any more perfect? Step out of that comfort zone, this narrowness. If you have not done that already, which I feel like most of you have, you're going to be called to step out of that comfort zone. This narrowness, it feels tight and it feels safe, like a lion in its cave, right? A lion in its cave, or not a lion, but a mountain lion or a cougar, feels safe in its cave, in its narrowness, in its darkness, in its hidden path, but if you step out and shine, it's just a completely different ball game, just new hunting grounds for you, and not hunting in a negative way, but just a new way to receive and allow other people to receive you. Stepping out of that comfort zone, for sure. I don't know why I can't talk, but that's just a thing. But we are also going to pull your Whispers of the Ocean. So let's see what medicine, we have coming through there. Help appears in various ways. And I also love how this is number 35, because number 35 always resonates with me with Spirit Has a Plan. So I really like that. There is much support for you. Sometimes you may get so adrift you forget to look to the support systems that are with you continually. Ooh, I really, really like that, because you do have a lot of support, and it's so funny too, because especially with this energy, like it's so feels like almost spirit or like a guide is coming through to you and being like yeah, like we're here for you, we got you, we got you. You're super, super, super capable. You don't have to do any of this alone at all, and you haven't been. And I think that that is the biggest message coming through with this help appears in various ways, is that you haven't been doing this alone at all. And it's beautiful to take some time out to honor the fact that you haven't done this alone. You've had human support, animal support, your spiritual team, your spiritual guides, your angels, your ancestors, just everyone up above and behind, beyond the veil, and even just normal humans in your life, that you would consider normal. Just even auspicious moments that have helped guide you and push you and swerved you in these different ways. So this is a reminder too, if you ever feel like you have to back down, or if you ever feel scared, if you ever feel like something this just isn't aligned and you really want more insight or more answers, always remember and trust that you have ample support that is following you, because this is definitely a permanent change, and everybody has ample support. Everybody has a spiritual team, but your spiritual team is working very closely with you and have been working with you for some years on this. This is like something that has spanned at least 6, 7, 5 years, where you've been rewriting and rerouting, recalibrating yourself. And it is really, really showing up this week. So I think this week you may be challenged and put into positions where you're going to have to step out in that light and step out in that emperor role. And you may feel a little shaky or a little scared, but honestly, if you honor the fact that you're not doing it alone, and you do have support and you do have protection, you will really, really step into the gold, the fortune that is you. So that is all I am seeing so far for I don't know why I said so far, but that's all I'm seeing today for our group 4. Thank you so much for clicking on this video, Soulkin. I really, really hope to see you next time. And as always, if it did not resonate, that's okay. Just take what resonates and the rest will fall away. So no obligation. But I do hope to see you again in our next week of Power Animals. All right, bye bye.